Hi guys, it's Megan
and Stephanie.
We are
Barn Besties
with Farm Fresh Advice,
Part 5.
Whoop, whoop. So we're talking about stalls.
So
check it out.
This is our stall finale for our series between our two barns. Megan had the most variations of stalls.
Here we are.
So where did these come from?
So these are called preferred stalls, and what you buy is the metal.
Only the metal.
Only the metal. And so you can see, so this comes as a door. Yeah.
That's a very different latch.
Yep. And I actually do like the door and the latch, because the horses cannot break out of this.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can, but I've never had
a hole where if you really had to, you could put a snap through here too.
I've never,
you could really.
Yeah, I've never used that. The only other problem, and it's only with this door, you can see how it can come, and really all I need to do is hammer that back and it would be fine.
But it's easy to sort that out.
It's easy. My ex-husband and I built these stalls together. Hello,
hey, baby girl.
She's like, no touchy today. But we were able to easily build these stalls.
Run, Sheila.
Let's see here if I can show you. So we had to buy the wood separately. Come on, back up.
You get that at a local lumber yard?
Yep. And I don't know if you can see this all that well, but there's a metal track down here. And so this swings open, and then you, just like the bars in the old stalls that we have, you can put it up, slide it in, and then you slide it down. So they're very easy. Anyone who's not handy, like I could do it.
And they just told you the length of board to cut the board? And all that?
You just cut it and slide it in. And then the other nice thing, but isn't nice, is up here. I don't know, Steph, if you can move it. So,
easy girl. Sorry, babe. You're turning this?
Yeah, can you lift it up?
Not really.
Maybe not.
No,
well, that's good. So there's a little piece, so it's like a puzzle.
Yeah,
and
clips
so
down into here,
you have to connect three. So the door, the wall, and the stall front is all connected by a piece at the top.
Sure.
Now, if it is not level,
oh boy.
Also, if the horses move it, we have other stalls further down, they can actually pop it up.
Sure.
So that's one of the main reasons
I suppose they suggest that you put this on like a concrete flooring, so then everything's level.
They never suggested anything, or maybe we didn't listen. Either one, I'm not going to blame someone else. But we put it on a dirt floor. These are screenings.
Limestone screenings.
Limestone screening. And honestly, they've all been great except for the last stall. The last stall, this just wore away, and we have to keep refilling it. And so it as you bring the horses out, this will dip. So then it goes below.
I think that happens with a lot of dirt floor.
But there's a metal piece here.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure it's always level.
Almost buried.
And that's kind of a pain. This is here. And then,
I've seen sparks fly.
Yeah. So you want to watch that.
Horseshoes is what I'm getting at. Horseshoe on the metal on the bottom can send a spark.
Yep.
Which is a little scary.
And the whole stall is assembled the same way, right? So there's a piece.
See?
Yeah, I know. There's a piece on the bottom. That's at the top. So you got to
this is fascinating.
No, it's just
but this is, it's different than the rollers.
All right, well, let's pull it out so they can see it.
It's almost like,
so
it's ingenious.
Oops, sorry guys. So
it's really quite
you can see how
simple.
It pokes in there.
What do I want to say? Low profile? Is that where I'm going with that, Megan? Yeah, that's great. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, then they've never popped out like all the other stalls.
Yeah.
So that is a good quality about it.
The wheels, I find the wheels, because they're kind of bolted together, those things will
fall apart.
They can fall apart.
Yep. And then there's a little hook here that the door stays in, right?
And it's fairly low profile.
It is.
It's as high as it needs to be without being any higher.
And these are easy to fix, right? So you just on the inside of the door, you can see how there's two holes here. So there's a metal piece that you can move, and it's very easy to replace the wood,
pieces of wood,
unlike the other stalls, because it's longer wood and you have to disassemble the
and this
whole
looks
wall.
like you use pine, and this is an example. Like you can see that this board is splitting, but it can't go anywhere.
No.
I mean, because it's lodged in here. But
Yeah.
if you wanted to replace this,
you easily
could.
can. Yeah. And then just like the other stalls, we have these awful windows.
Yeah.
And what is nice is you can lock that window in. Hello? Would you like to say hello?
Except it's somewhat bent. Hey,
yeah,
babe.
and it bends a lot. That's another reason I don't like the metal.
Hi, girl.
But we've had these since 2003.
Wow.
These are old stalls.
Wow.
Right.
20 plus years old.
Yeah.
21 plus.
21 years old.
At some point next year, it'll be 22 years old. Hi,
Yep.
babe.
Hello. Do you like your stall?
She's like, this is cool.
Yeah, she likes it.
The only thing I don't like is if they screw their head up.
Yep.
Whack their noggins.
And it's there when you lead them out as well. Just like the other stalls that I have.
Hi, babe.
These were feeders, and as you can see, so you can open it like this, and there was we cut the welds. So now if we wanted to, we don't use this anymore. I would never do this again. We also had those plastic feeders.
Oh.
Again, horses sat on them, broke them. I'm not going to buy a
great
feeder
to rub your rear end
every year. So we use the same rubber buckets.
Yep.
So again,
and horses are meant to eat off the ground. Keeps the nasals draining.
And this was a problem.
I suppose
they can unlatch it, so I don't like that too much. I know. Let's close the window because I hate the window open. But you can see how she just reached around, was going to open it. She can bite the wood. That's what horses do.
Chew on the corners of the door.
Yeah, they're very
metal,
destructive, aren't you?
They're beavers.
They are beavers.
Oh, thank you, baby. Yeah. Oh, it's my girl. Thank you. Did you know I needed that? Thank you.
Yeah, she's very sweet. All right, back.
Okay.
Back in your home, my love. So goodbye. Merry Christmas. All right. So that are these stalls.
And they're loud because there's so much metal.
Yep. And then the other thing I did that confuses a lot of people who work for me is I put the hook next to the door. And the reason why is
so this halter is for that stall.
Yes. And everybody wants to put it on the stall. But the reason I did this, if there's a fire, if there's an emergency, I don't want to be running to the other end of the stall.
Right.
I want to run to the door, grab the halter, and go in the stall.
Yeah.
Like if that's what's needed.
Yeah.
So just an FYI.
So how about stall mats in these stalls?
There's 4, just like the other stall.
And they really shift, and you have how often do you have to level these stall floors?
Well, again, it depends on the horse, but
and how much they're used.
It should be every day. Like if the stall cleaner notices that the shavings are going under, they should pull it out. But like a good leveling, probably twice a year.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That is a ton of work. And let me tell you, once one stall cleaner does it, you're probably never going to see that stall cleaner again.
Yeah.
Once they do it once, it's like, hey guys, you want to come over and put up hay? You only get one opportunity.
Yeah.
Most people don't keep putting up hay.
It's a lot. It's physical work. I can't put up hay anymore.
So that is
my
one thing.
X-rays are scary.
I would definitely, I would do things very differently. I would probably go with a cement floor with the cow comfort stall mats.
Yes.
Yeah, because the stall mats are light. I think they were all one piece.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I would do it.
I'm sure you can cut them down with as light as they are. I'm sure with a sharp knife, they probably could be cut to fit.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
you're important.
We have
like she said though, like the other stall doors, you had hooks here. Well, it was over there, but there's no wood here to put a hook in, and you do have a hook on here. But if you actually had something on here, you'd be digging behind trying to find something.
Yeah.
And then when you're messing with this, you could end up knocking it down. Not convenient.
No,
You can use these for things like fly masks, but I think for the halter,
that's
it's
pretty much what we do use
too much
them
of
for.
a pain.
Yeah.
I think this is a nice idea, but I definitely was confused at first.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Once it's explained, it makes sense.
Right at the door. But yeah.
So
what do you think? You approve?
Yeah, I don't think on any stalls I've seen that I have found any of this to be anything that I've been a fan of.
No, I don't recommend
I don't
it.
like the little weird hay corners that they make. To me, it looks like they barely fit. Some of them barely fit a flake. Some of them might fit a flake and a half.
It's so noisy.
And then some of them I've seen where the bottom of that hay thing is in the floor of the feeder. I'm like, how does a horse get his nose in? Sideways? They're just
Well, they may have smaller horses.
true, but
Again, I don't recommend them.
That's a problem.
My attraction was it was mobile, but then now that I've owned horses and cared for horses, it just isn't efficient and it doesn't last long.
Right. And then on this is an interesting version. We've seen a few stalls that have what we call like the yokes.
Yeah.
That either swing down.
Yeah.
Or are fully removable.
Yeah.
They just come out and then you put them back in and they're in or they're out. They don't actually swing down. I don't know. This is pretty small.
It is small.
So
and
it's kind of interesting like why they would do that.
Yeah. But it's
some people like that. Again,
it's a different
small
version.
horses doesn't need to be a huge thing.
Right.
But for me, who had been a breeder of horses for so long, things like this, I just think little baby horses getting into trouble if those are open.
Yeah. Yeah, so, no, I hate windows, but I mean, I have strong feelings. Again, it's a very busy barn, and I might have different feelings if it was a private barn.
Right.
But it's not. So
yeah. You got to do what's good for you. Like you said, if it was a private barn,
different
you do what you want.
experiences. I think as we have emergencies, injuries, we all have different feelings regarding things.
Those latches. Yeah. Almost every barn I've ever seen has those latches that were built within a certain era. But if anybody who's grown up with those, they've either heard of or firsthand experience with a cut shoulder, cut belly, cut hip. Yeah. So we all go, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we better head on out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Thank you so much. So this is part 5. Appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like. As always, questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you on our next video.
Bye, guys. Can't wait to see you again.